Also, one other thing to think about before you get started, there are a couple different forms of hair that you can do. So there are styles like this, which is just kind of attached on via this. You can do no hair. They can be bald if you want. It's totally up to you, and you can put maybe a little hat on. There's another style, though, that does it earlier on. So if you want hair that's connected a little differently, let's see if I can shuffle this guy off, like this, coming literally out of the top, you need to do that early on in the process. Anyone want to do that style of hair, or do you guys want to do something different? What are your thoughts?
Could I do a braid?
Yeah, you could totally do a braid. Do you want to do... Okay. So would you rather do this kind of braid or this kind of braid? Which look do you like better?
I think I like the double braid.
This one?
Yeah.
Lovely. All right, cool. And do you like the raffia? That kind of look better?
Yeah.
Groovy. I like that look too. Any thoughts on hair-wise what you're doing?
Yeah, I like
This.
Yeah, I like that one too.
All right. And do you want the hair coming out of the top of the head or just tied on the neck?
I like how that's done.
Cool. All right, we'll do this style then. Sounds good. Love it. So for that style, we don't need that kind of earlier part, but I am going to pass out some material for you guys. Kind of the other bits and pieces. So for this one, you're going to use this guy. And you can make the braids as long as you want. Because we're doing it this style, you want to do it so that it goes all the way up and over with this one. So long enough to do that. If you want this to help you measure things up, you can.
So we're using the string to measure how long we want the braid?
So you're going to use this to actually make the braid itself.
Oh, okay.
If you want that kind of texture with it.
Oh, I see, okay.
Measure out how long you want it. It can be as long as you want. I can give that to you guys to try that out.
And
feel
you
good
can
doing
always
that?
cut off the excess. That's
Yes.
the
If you make it super, super long and it's too long for you, you can always snip it off a little bit.
So should we snip
No worries.
several because we're going to braid? Okay.
Exactly. You want to snip 3 of those so that they go up and over and you can braid those out.
So longer is better.
Right.
Yes,
yeah.
longer is better, yes. I totally agree with that.
I don't think you'd need 3 for a braid at
Yeah,
least.
yeah. That's what she was
Yeah.
saying,
Exactly. And I'll pass it to you next. And then are you feeling pink or green? What do you think?
I
I don't
think that's
know.
good.
Alright,
I
let's
can
do it.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Extra.
I'm gonna put the measuring.
Alright, so now we can just use this.
So for that part, you're gonna want an internal bit, an external neck bit, and definitely a bit around here and a bit on the ends. If you want pants, we're just gonna snip the skirt and you can tie at the ends, like we did with this guy. And then at the end, we'll put different bits of clothing on, so start kind of thinking about what clothing you want your buddy to wear. We could do tunics or dresses. We can get really fun and fancy and do flared pants if you're feeling like a little bit of a different era.
A go-go dance.
I think she was up partially after Laura went and saw Barbie, so I think that was a little bit of the inspiration with that one.
So we're lucky she's not dyed pink.
Exactly. Next round. With that. And then you can do different decorative bits with all of that. So we'll pass these materials out again for the other pieces that you guys want to do. So no worries, this isn't like the only time you'll see any of the materials, I promise.
Here's the twine. So have you been doing this kind of craft for a long time, or is this a newly acquired skill?
This one's a newly acquired
Yeah.
skill. We were kind of playing around with different ideas, and Laura stumbled upon this one, and we all got real excited about it.
It's a great idea.
It's fun.
So they haven't done this at Cogshell Farm?
So we did a little bit of this at Cogshell Farm. So our work,
Do you know Cogshell
It
Farm?
sounds familiar.
It's in Rhode Island.
it's in Bristol.
Bristol?
Yeah.
Not too
okay.
far.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we did this with the Girl Scouts, which
Nice.
was very fun, and they got very excited about it, which was very cute. All right, so I think these are pretty close. So I'm gonna have you guys come up and grab a couple of these.
Should we bring our
Now
trays?
you know why you haven't
If
come.
you want to
Yeah.
bring your tray on up, do. Bring that on up. Grab some of these guys for me. So you're going to grab 7 of them. You want 4 that are kind of wider, and 2 if you want them to be a little bit smaller, they can be. The 4 will be for the body part, and the 2 will be for the arms. And then you guys can get more as we get into making the clothing and all of that.
So 4 kind of wide.
4 a little bigger.
Go ahead. Jump right in.
Is it okay if they get wet?
If they get a little wet, it's fine. We'll just let them dry. Again, they've been wet before, it won't be new.
Yeah, why don't you put it down so you can,
Yeah, if you want to put things down, please
Yeah.
do.
that way you won't have to balance. So does this qualify as wide, like big?
Yeah, that
Okay.
totally works. Yep.
How many did you say? 7?
7 ultimately, yes.
Okay.
It happens. It shouldn't be. So we have you guys do is leave the tray kind of above you and then put these down as you're kind of playing with them.
5, oh, 6.
Alright, so have you guys choose 4 of your widest ones. And you're going to stack those on top of each other for me.
Oh, I got an extra.
No worries, if you want to keep that and save it for later and use it for some of the clothing stuff, please do, no problem.
There's plenty more where that came from, right?
Exactly. You're going to want the wider part pointing towards you for this part. Lovely, looking good, looking good. Grab myself a little bit of thread. That's what I forgot to do. So you guys are going to use your embroidery thread next. You can use other materials for this. We just kind of found embroidery thread was nice and thin and it tied pretty tight. For some of the tying parts, you might want a buddy for that, and if so, I can come over and be your buddy. Just because it's nice to be able to have someone to hold and someone to tie off.
Do that.
If you want to be a buddy, thank you, Helen.
Everybody.
You're a great buddy, always. So what you're going to do is you're going to be pinching these at the top, up here. And then you're going to take your thread, go kind of near one of the ends of the thread. You maybe don't want to do the middle of it. You're going to use the rest of it for a later thing. So I would do like around this amount. Come over to you guys with that.
Doing pretty tight.
Pretty tight, yep. Exactly.
We can do like a double or triple
Oh,
knot.
wow, you do need an extra person. Wow.
Yeah, we learned that one.
I was about to do a bow. I don't think we need a bow.
No. You can do a bow if you want. It's going to be pretty. That's totally up to you. But I will suggest to like double
I can do
it.
a
Alright,
whatever
that's
you're
a double
doing.
knot. Should I do a triple knot?
Yeah,
I think so.
yep, it is.
You don't want it to fall.
2 in one hand and 2 in the other hand, like this. And then you're gonna flip it over.
Oh, just kind of on top of itself.
Exactly.
So that's inside.
You want to trim a little of the extra stuff in the middle, just so it's not in your way when you're doing things. You can. That's totally up to you.
Oh, the husk itself?
Not the husk itself, just the little bit of extra
Oh,
of the
okay.
thread that you were using. Just you want that out of the way.
I think mine seems to be pretty close.
I'm gonna cut now.
And then you guys are going to do one of the next important parts, which is that you guys are going to make them look a little more like a body.
Should it be a certain height?
I kind of like, it's a little bit just your visual interest. I like it a little higher up to make the head a little smaller personally.
Okay.
But it's totally, if you like your guy with a nice big brain going on, go for it, you know?
Cute.
Again, if you want a buddy to help
Sure.
let people know.
So we need more embroidery?
So we need another piece of string?
So
Oh,
again, my
yeah.
suggestion with this is to just do kind of some of it, so do, because you want some for here and some for
I'll just
here
use a
as
little
well.
piece.
Okay.
So you could use a little piece of that if you
So
want.
just snip it.
Exactly.
So I'll ask you, how long, are you okay with this length, this length? Probably don't need it super long, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's just-
Yeah, you're
that's
just
good.
going around just the little part right there, so it doesn't need to be super long.
Can we tie it there?
So the next step you guys are gonna do is we're gonna make arms for our buddies. So you're gonna get those kind of smaller pieces that I told you to get, 1 or 2 of those. Then you're gonna take whichever one you kind of like best, and then you're gonna actually cut that in half
The long way?
the long way. So you're gonna cut it in half this way.
The small pieces we're cutting in half?
Yes, well, the small pieces cut in half
for arms?
lengthwise. For arms, exactly. So you don't want your arms kind of too thick or bulky. Again, up to you.
Yeah, using that. Yes. Alright, so we should do this to 2 different pieces.
1 piece.
Oh, okay,
Just 1 piece. You want one little bit. You've got a second one in case something goes wrong.
okay, got it.
I don't have the third one.
I know, me too.
As many as you need again. Those are just there for your accessories and other things. Roll it. Nice and tight this way. You want a little piece like this.
With skinny arms.
Yes. Skinny arms again. If you want thicker arms, you can just roll that other second piece that you cut off. You could roll this on if you want to make them a little thicker, but they kind of work for the size of the dolls themselves with that. And then you're going to tie off the 2 ends a little bit from the top, so you've got little hands at the ends there.
Oh,
So if you got like a little piece of material, you could use that.
yeah, what, are you using the embroidery string?
The embroidery string again, yes. And if anyone needs any more embroidery, let me know. We'll
At
be
the
out of-
skinny end or the fat end?
Both ends.
Both ends.
Yes, exactly.
I love that cup shape.
It's like a real hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Close. It's gonna go through the body.
Oh, through
Whoa.
and not the other end.
Exactly.
I trust Chelsea.
Thank you.
She's done this before.
okay.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice like end bit for
That's
like,
what we
hand
were
hand.
saying,
Yeah,
yes.
impressive.
Cup
All
shape.
right.
Take it.
Again, if you want to trim those ends off, you can. Go right ahead.
Oh, right there, yes.
If you want to wait till it's a little less wet, again, you can wait a little bit for that.
So trim off the ends of the,
Oh, of the embroidery.
Of the embroidery,
Yes, of this bit. Trim, or you could leave those with little decoration pieces as well. That would kind of cute.
fringe.
Exactly. And thus, you have arms.
Wait, I'm gonna close that. It's a really jumbo hand.
Just really strong, you know? They're doing a lot of hand workouts lately.
I don't know where I'm supposed to.
There you go.
Is that it?
So yeah, take it kind of like we did earlier.
Yeah, that's it.
The 2
You
sides.
got it.
You
Yep.
think?
Yeah, well, that looks like 2 on each side there, so.
Exactly.
Oh.
Is it gonna-
Push it up.
So the arms are up around your neck?
So it kind of, I mean, they're not perfect, you know. And use Ethan's, one of our volunteers as an example. You know, it's a little, you can kind of put it a little lower if you want them a little lower, like you don't have to be totally shoved up.
Oh, all right.
All
All
the
right,
way?
so we missed the direction, so.
No worries, please, you're good. So you're gonna take your doll, you're gonna turn it upside down
Oh,
again,
I
pull
see.
these apart, you're gonna shove that right, exactly,
It looks like a
beautiful.
scarecrow.
It definitely has that vibe, and I mean, kind of similar
Mhm.
materials and
Straw corners.
exactly. And get the arms kind of wherever you want them. So if you want them super far up there, you can have them super far up there. If you want them a little bit lower,
Mine's for
can
like
be. Nice, nice. Very impressive work going on.
very strong.
And then you're going to take one more bit of embroidery thread and tie it right around the middle to make a little waist for them.
Uh-oh. All right, we need more thread.
2 more thread. Is green okay? I think we are sadly out of the pink.
Sure.
That's more than the look you're going for with that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't playing.
I don't know what I'm going for.
There you go.
It's always tight.
I think that's hopefully long enough for your
That's
waist.
true.
If not, let me know.
As long as you do it before it dries out
You
too
can
much.
always, if you don't like the look of the green, you can
Okay,
always
she
add a
did
little
use
belt
that.
or
She
something
actually
around
used
it,
that.
actually cover
We
it
should
up.
do the double thing.
Well, the green could be a belt.
That's a good
Or the green
idea.
could be about
Oh, and
exactly.
that's kind of-
Accessory.
I'm gonna wrap it around.
Oh,
Theoretically.
Yeah, Yeah, if you wanna like wrap it around a couple times or anything to get it a little more steady.
I'm gonna do a one looped bow. That's it.
Didn't want to tie her as tight as the head. Cause I don't want
I kind of
her
felt
waist to
food.
be Barbie.
Her waist and her neck to be the same. Yeah, they do get, some of them get a little bit of a like questionable
Yeah,
body
yeah.
going on there.
Although it is almost as small as her
I
neck.
understand, that's exciting.
Oh well,
Mine's gonna.
I like her idea of putting something around the,
Yeah,
like a belt kind of thing.
Just that.
this goes up and around. Can we see your belt again?
Yeah, of course.
May we see
Yeah,
your
that
belt?
that
Oh,
belt.
and she's got an apron.
Yep, so you can do little
Oh,
belts,
that's cute,
little
too.
aprons, and then guys over, little hat, Laura did a little tunic for one of them,
That's
which was
just,
really
yeah, that's
cute.
almost like she just,
Kind of at the point where though you get to play with it. So if you want to do the braid, we've got these. You can braid that, and what we did is we made the braid first, so braid the whole part, and then we're gonna tie it around where that neck was tied. Tie it right there like that, so it goes along the head.
There's an inspiration here.
Exactly.
It goes,
Having
Oh,
these
yeah.
marbles is very helpful.
yeah, and look at, they've got them going up at the bottom, so it's cute.
I might wanna do that so it doesn't like go really long.
Yeah. Could be long stuff.
Right. That is for you. Keep that safe.
although then I'll cover her.